Once again, it's on. I got a great interview today. I want to start by saying, first and foremost, thank you for all the likes, subscribers, and the shares. Keep doing it, giving them the business. We're growing every episode. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, and we're going to keep giving you this business. We're going to keep giving you the business. I am Chris Gotti Lorenzo. My partner, Don Dinero, is not with me today, but he's here, as always. The Babala is with me. So, again, we want to get started. I have a great group. This is a boxing episode. This is going to give you all that information from the bottom, from the rooter to the tutor, right to the top, baby. And again, I want to thank y'all for coming in first and foremost. And I got my 3Ds here. This is Devin,
baby boy Price.
That's right.
Dylan Price.
And David Old Head Price.
The whole family's here with us today. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it up for everybody here. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. So I want to get started right from the beginning. I'm going to go again. Devin, I'm going to start with you first. You're the youngest, right?
Yep. Well, not no more. I'm a big brother now. I got the
okay,
baby
that's
sister.
right. You got one more. That's right. That's what's up. But you're the youngest fighter in the family.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to give the people the information on how you started. What made you start? Was it just because your family was doing it, like your brother was doing it, or you just had it in you as well?
Yeah. It definitely always was in me. But I started because my dad was a fighter. My big brother was a fighter.
Yeah.
He a big inspiration, my two biggest inspirations. So I started off with football and boxing. I was big into football, but I was small. And I was good, but to an extent. And then I came back when I was like 8 years old, and that's when I locked in with
boxing is a very unique sport. Because I play football. I didn't box professionally. I did grow up fighting. So I understand it. We did go to O'Connor Park. That was where the gym was at, right off of Hollis, which is on Murdoch, blocks over. And we would all be in there fighting, sparring. So I definitely got a lot of ring experience. I got more fights, I'm sure, than both of you in the streets. That's no bullshit. I fought all my adolescent years, just growing up in Hollis, Queens. That's what I did. But the difference to do it as a profession versus, say, football.
Right.
How did you like that? Why did you choose fighting? Again, you just said it was a little bit different as far as your size.
Right.
Again, there are smaller plays in football, but the dynamic, usually are a little bigger.
Yeah.
But how hard that was, how do you want to accept the challenge of being hit in the face? That's the key. See, in football, you got pads on, you got a helmet. Right. It's totally different. You know what I'm saying? But boxing, you're in there by yourself. You have no one to help. You know what I'm saying? And what is that going through in your head? I'm going to come right to you with this question too, because this is a very important question for fighters.
With me, it's just like, I feel like I got a natural warrior spirit. It's in my the fight. It's in my blood. So it don't be too much to me. Like fighting is what I do. That's why when I came back, it was natural. Like,
where'd you grow up?
New Jersey, Sicklerville, New Jersey.
Okay.
Back and forth. I trained in Philly, but lived in Sicklerville.
That's, again, Philly. This is a product. These are products of Philly.
Yep.
Right.
So you started in Jersey, but Philly's where it ended up.
All right.
And where you're about to turn pro now?
Yep. I'm making my pro debut on February 18th.
February 18th.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you right around the corner.
Yeah.
So this is going to hit out. I'll make sure this is out before that to give you that look.
Definitely appreciate that.
That's what's up. You excited?
Super excited.
You putting that work?
Yeah.
Because boxing, again, it's all about any sport. Any sport, it's about the work, the preparation you do. Right. I manage the golfers. I manage boxers, basketball players. Never had a real football player that I could say I managed, but I dealt with a lot of them. So I understand the mindset at the highest level of getting prepared and being ready. And that takes Floyd says it best, hard work, dedication. You're prepared for that hard work and dedication?
Definitely. It's the hardest I worked in my whole career.
You're only 18.
Yeah.
It's going to get more.
I've been training since I was 5 years old.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's levels to this shit. Meek said it best.
Definitely.
You ever think about that? Even you, David, do you ever think about, and Dylan, like, I look at the boxing game and I look at Shakur Stevens.
Right.
Incredible talent, incredible fighter.
Right.
he's willing to fight champions with really very little history, like his records, right? He was ready early,
Right.
and you never seen that. And I'm like, there's a reason. It's like they're not prepared. The fighters have to go through certain challenges and things to get ready and prepare for the fight. Is that where you're at now, Dylan?
Oh, that's definitely where I'm at. I'm looking to fight the best.
Yeah.
I believe that.
What weight?
118.
118.
Yes. Like I said, I'm looking to fight the best. I believe I'm up there, and I'm willing to push and challenge myself.
You know, mindset is everything.
Sure.
Everything.
But my mindset is a little different from the typical boxer.
In what way?
And I feel like some boxers feel like this, but they just don't have enough heart to say it. Like, I don't care nothing about boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just a gateway that I could make sure I'm providing for my family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking care of my team, and I'm having some money. You know
So this is the way to get money.
It's the way to get money.
That's it.
And if I'm really good at it, why would I stop? You know what I'm saying? So
Do you think with that, with you saying that, do you think someone that is just so dedicated to the sport has an advantage?
No, because I still work extremely hard because I know I need this. I still need this.
Because there's a lot of ways to get money.
For sure. But
see, and then when you say that, me, the flip side, if I was the manager, right, and the fighter that had said that to me, I'm coming back at him with so many things. Like right away, my mind is racing because to me, it should never be about money.
Right.
It shouldn't be. Money's the absolute motivator. You know, that's what makes Floyd. Let's use Floyd for an example. The best, he made the most money and still trained and was fully dedicated. If you look at sports, that is to me, the biggest challenge for an athlete. They make the money. Now, will they keep working to stay at the top? That's what makes LeBron the best, or Michael Jordan, or Kobe. That's why they're one of ones. These guys did it, and they had everything you could imagine, and they still outworked the guys at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something?
Sure.
You know, I really like being in the presence of like you.
Yes. Thank you.
Your brother.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't do it the standard way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all said, I know I'm supposed to do it this way,
That's right.
but we gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing here.
Yes.
Nothing we do is standard.
It's normal.
Yes, it looks like that's the wrong way. God damn, the right way.
Well, I'm a big believer, just so you're clear, like, again, so you're clear, I'm a big believer in there's not one way to do anything.
I know that.
So that is my mindset.
Right.
But it's really, Sam Cassell is a dear friend.
Okay.
You know, shout out Philly, the Sixers. You know, he's a assistant with Doc over there. They doing their thing. And when he gets a head coaching job, he wants me to come in and work with him. This is a true story. This is no bullshit. And I'm going to do it. I told him that's one of my dream jobs. And it's not to come and pick players. It's to talk to them like I'm doing to you. Because he knows that when I talk to them, I'll know if they have the goods, meaning that mindset. What's the difference in all these players? They all do so much work. How come some of them could make that last shot and some can't? They run from that challenge. Right? And that's, for me, boxers have to deal with that because they're by themselves. There is no one to back up. There's no one to pass the ball to.
And for me, Chris,
yeah,
I feel like if I was in the NBA, I'll be one of the ones that say, give me the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 10 seconds left. And like you were saying with the money, I don't get content. My dad will tell you that. My brother will tell you.
Because that's what I was going to go next.
Yeah,
so if I said to you, you got $10 million, $20 million, 50, when is it like, I did it?
Half of that got to go.
That's a lot of money.
Half of that got to go to my family. Anyway.
I understand.
So that's what I'm saying. That's how I look at it.
$100 million.
Still ain't enough.
It's a lot of money.
Still ain't enough.
Change your whole family life with 100. I promise you.
Still not.
We just cashed out 300.
I feel you.
Everything is different now.
Right.
You understand? My brother is different now. He's still hungry because he wants the bees now. Right. I want the bees. It's like we done conquered a certain level, but we want another level.
I feel like once I got a dad I got to take care of. I got a little brother that I got to take care of. I got a little sister that I got to take care of. I got an uncle that I got to take care of. I have an older sister that I got to take care of. So once everybody is set, I'm done.
I got you.
I'm leaving. And this is just I don't want to be in this sport no longer than 27, 28. I tell my little brother all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you in the same mindset? You doing it for the money or you doing it for the love of the game?
For
the sport. It's a blood sport.
Yeah, I love the sport still.
Okay, cuz.
Yeah, I still
you want
love
to kill
it
all them bloods?
I definitely want all the money with it, yeah, but I want the fame that come with it, the power that come with it, and all that stuff. So I'm a stick in the sport for a while.
It's funny because I talk to so many different athletes in all different areas, and I always tell them, I said, whatever you want, even if it's in music, it doesn't mean that's what gets you everything you want. So you're saying you want money. You want money. Right? That's gonna get you the money. But once you get the money and you said, I'm done, I'm out, you're not gonna retire. Meaning, in a sense, when I say retire, you could leave the sport. I get that. Yeah. I'm not saying that part. I'm saying not do something.
Oh yeah.
Like as human beings, when I hear that word retire, it's like you going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to lay down and die somewhere. That's never, like, that's not even a thought for me. I don't care. I'm 55. I'm not stopping. And as long as I'm healthy and could move, I'm going to move. And I'll do it at my pace of whatever I want to do. So you could have that same mindset as far as I got this money. But now, you know what? I want to be a painter. Whatever the fuck it could be. It could be anything.
But those things are already playing. What you saying?
Yes.
That's like step one. Step 2, step 3. So we're actually already doing what he's going to be doing next.
There's no plan B.
Which is acting. No.
It is.
No, we're acting. He's trying to do commercials. He's doing things already outside of the sport while in the sport. So it's already saying, what's your plan B? You make the money. This is your gateway. This is how you get in. But if you really want the money is over on Hollywood. And then when I get that money, the money is over on running our own show. We still come back.
I'm going to keep running back to Floyd.
Okay.
Floyd, when I was just with him in New York, he owns like 9 high rises.
Right.
You understand?
And that's
so again, he's building, he's got with the right developers and everything, and he's building high rises in New York City. That's mad.
I'm going to say this though, Chris.
That's super dope.
I'm going to say this.
Shout out Floyd.
And 100%. And the difference between what I'm doing and even what Floyd is doing is me and my partner, John.
Yeah.
We have a plan that we become the owners.
Profits plus John.
Yes, Profits plus John. That's him. So basically what we have is we have the fighters. We have the promotional company. We have spinoff production companies.
Yeah.
And then we have Profit Plus, which is the network.
Yes.
So what we're doing, and they can't say we're not doing it because we're doing it. February 18th will be our first pay-per-view. And I thank you for giving us this platform.
Oh, man, that's fire.
So we've already done it.
We're going to talk about that.
Go ahead.
But, so just to go back, you just said Profit Plus is where you're going to be able to see the fight.
Yes.
And it's the promotion by you and your company?
By Price Promotion.
Price Promotions.
Yes.
First fight, Profit Plus. Make sure y'all download that app.
Thank you.
We're going to have to put that up, Quan. We're going to put that up.
And right now.
So we'll put it up. So you're going to have to give Quan how to spell it and everything. And we'll put it up in this edit.
Okay. Very
so
good.
they could go and get it and download that app. Yeah. That's fire.
That's good.
You know, me and John talk all the time, so I already know. So I didn't know it was the first. I didn't know you was pay-per-viewing this fight.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's
we got it all.
You trying to get to that check early. How old are you?
24.
24. How long you been pro?
4 years, 5 years. 4 or 5 years. Yeah. My dad.
What's your record?
15-0, 10 knockouts.
Okay.
When I first went to turn pro, I was like trying to rush. I had qualified for the Youth World Championships. I was 17, but this is around the time Gervonta Davis turned pro. He had signed with Floyd.
Yeah.
And like I seen the fame and the money and all that stuff. So I just was trying to rush to turn pro. And my dad told me, like, you could do it. Like, you could turn pro. You go into the World Championships, but afterwards you could turn pro. But you keep rushing to do it. The pros is not pure. So you going to mess around and not love the sport because it's not. The amateurs is real and pure, but the pros is not.
How many fights you had as an amateur? I'm going to ask you the same thing.
I was 112 and 12 as an amateur.
112?
And 12.
And 12.
7-time national champion.
That's what's up.
So
what about yourself?
I had about like 80 fights.
Okay. That's it. I love the amateur game too. It takes a lot to go through those amateur ranks though.
Yeah.
Well, me, I didn't like
full
the
grind.
I ain't like the amateur game.
No, you like the pro better?
Yeah.
Well, you about to turn pro.
Right.
You don't have nothing to judge against
nah,
yet.
Definitely. That's why.
Maybe you are after that money.
Maybe. But the amateurs,
What weight?
I was
What weight are you turning pro at?
135 professional.
135?
Yep. That's the money weight right now too.
Yeah, I know.
And the amateurs, I didn't like it too much.
What do you walk around at?
High 40s.
Okay. What about yourself?
31.
31. Yo, you right there. You ready to fight damn near all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You ready to fight damn near all day.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I tell my brother all the time. You know what I'm saying? This his time to shine and take over.
You got to get started. You got to get going. And it's I love the idea of it with brothers, right? Because again, you got your dad doing the promotion.
Right.
And it's easy to get a fight. You got Dylan as the headliner. You got to say, Devin right under him.
Right.
That's dope. And I see I'm sure that's part of the plan.
Yes.
What made you start promotion?
Because I was kicked out.
How? In what sense?
I was boxed out.
Boxed out.
Yes, boxed out.
I get that.
Yeah.
But explain to the audience so they understand.
Okay.
There's a lot of politics in boxing that people don't understand.
Yeah, and it's not all bad. People are not all bad. It's just
the worst business I've ever been.
Yeah, but when you have
next
vision,
to music.
I'm sorry, next to music. I can believe that. I can believe that. But when you have a vision, and you're not unintelligent, sometimes that could make people a little nervous. So people don't want to do business with you.
Yeah.
When you know more than them, why would I want to do business?
Even if you don't know more, it's like that you're standing on principle of what you believe in and you don't care, you're going to do it, hook or crook. And then people get nervous about that because that people like the normal. They like to be inside of the same system.
That's it.
They're not leaders. They're more followers than anything. We know this. So,
but it was because of them saying no that made me move how I'm moving currently.
So what was some of the no's so we understand?
Well, when we look
getting
at
fights?
As far as promotional companies. Dylan, you don't know, not you, but the population doesn't know Dylan, but he's in the same class with those guys that you talked about, Shakur Stevenson and those young men. They're all the same age.
In your opinion?
He's smaller, but then there's a lot of small guys that
I understand.
Yeah, that got signed
just
ahead
so
of
the
us.
audience understands what you mean by that. It's harder to get fights at the smaller divisions. I used to be dealing with a kid named Gary Stark.
Okay.
Gary Kids Stark, and Kid is my man. That's one of my guys still to this day. And he fought at 25. Is that where you're at?
18.
One lower.
18. You're even lower.
Right.
So he fought at 25, and it was super hard to get him fights.
Right.
We got him his fights. We got him to get a world championship and everything, but we couldn't keep it up. And then he had to move up. And then if your frame can't handle that extra weight, it gets harder if you're moving up.
Right.
And that's what he dealt with. Again, his fights was unbelievable. Like, he was so dedicated to the sport, his heart, everything, like crazy. But again, it was really rough going up. Right. Them kids, them dudes, that little weight, that little bit of weight. What is it? You just said 18, he was 25. That 7 pounds is big.
It's a huge difference.
Big difference. And then you go to 35, man, that was my old kid, man. I'm telling you, I had so many fighters that and I seen the trials and tribulations of their life. It was mostly their street problems. They couldn't get away from the street.
Right.
That dedication that it takes. And all it takes is one bad fight. Change your whole life. Yeah, I always was very serious with my fighters because it's life or death. You got to take it that serious. Like, you're in the ring and you're risking your life with the blows that might come your way if you're not prepared, trained properly, and you got to understand that. And then there's no turning back from that, right? Because we seen the effects of taking those punches and things of that nature. Right. So those are all things that a part of a fighter's life, and they have to be very mindful of these things. And as a promoter, or let's say a manager, one of my main things was, if I seen your deterioration, motor skills, I'm not going to be part of that career. I'll stop. It wasn't about the money for me. It was about a human life for me. And if I seen that, I would just say, you know what, I can't do it. If they didn't stop, and they wish they didn't, they would go and fight more with other managers, but it was never good. And it's like, I'm not chasing that dream.
Right.
We could go chase so many things. That's one thing life has shown me. We could do anything and get money.
Right.
That's one thing I do know for sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not dumb, and we work hard. We could get anything, to put anything together, and our reach is even further than it used to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to, go back when we was kids,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to get to some of those people to help you get things done. Now we could get to everybody.
Right.
Everything's attainable. The bees is attainable.
No,
Love it.
So how long have you been doing, David? How long have you been doing promotion now?
I've been doing it
After those no's.
Yeah, I mean, I played with it when I had another partner. So I have been doing it for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Then the last year and a half is when I began to do it by myself, and that was during the COVID time.
Sure.
So it was,
You were still fighting through COVID?
yeah, we fought through COVID.
Man, that's big.
Yeah,
I started a company in COVID. It was very difficult. Well, MMA business. So
Okay.
it was challenging, but we was able to do it, and it was overseas. They allowed us to.
Okay.
But in the States, they didn't want us to do shit.
Right. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was a lot of restrictions, how many people could be there, all like that. But we had to keep busy.
And how you gonna make money?
Yeah. Well, how we did it is we ran a matinee, a early show, and then a later show.
Okay.
All in the same day. So we just gonna get four fighters, and we did it that way. Creative.
Yeah, you gotta be. You gotta think out the box.
Right.
Another question for you, David, is with that being said, how did you manage your two boys? Like, are you managing them and promoting?
Yes.
So you're both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a big deal too.
Now, when I say
because managers and promoters always had problems,
right,
it's because they're fighting, but it's family, so I understand that's what makes it even better.
Now we're still associated with Dewan Blake, who is brought in.
Dewan Blake is my man.
Okay, so he was brought in to help me.
Yeah, he's part of the Floyd.
That's it. So we're still connected. You know what I mean?
Ah, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out Dewan, man.
Yes,
that's my dude, for real, for real. He used to come to my office. I know bullshit. He'll tell you. And ask me and pick my brain on business. Way before this whole thing with Floyd got popping and everything. This is early days. He would come in my office at Murder Inc., sit in my office and just pick my brain and just watch me do business, and I'd tell him what I'm doing and how, and he'd ask me, what about this, that, and I would just talk to him. So this is something I've been doing my whole career, really, just, building. I'm blessed with a lot of great mentors, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what's up.
That's great. That's great. You had said too, Chris, we were talking about the 118s, but if it was that the 118, because we know that's a low division,
sure.
If Top Rank didn't have two 118s, if PBC didn't have two 118s, if the Zone didn't have three 118s, I would say, well, the 118 isn't popular. But we said we would go with any of those guys,
sure,
and we never got a call.
Yeah, because it's business. See, this is when business interferes with the boxing of the sport, and this is kind of part of what ruins the business or the boxing world. That's what's kind of tainting, because they don't want undefeated fighters to fight each other, especially if you're not part of their team.
Right.
See, back in the day, Ali walked in with one fighter and left with the winner, so it didn't matter. These days, it's not like that.
Right.
That's why that's what changed my whole mindset. I used to love boxing.
Yeah.
Like, so much. I never seen myself doing anything else, but just like experiencing everything in the pros and stuff. I know I got so much talent.
Yeah.
I got my Heavenly Father, Yahuwah. I got a great support system. So
what I would tell you too is time. It's just timing. All success comes from timing. Maybe God has a plan for you. Maybe it's not to be today. It's gonna come, but it's perfect timing. It's no wrong timing.
Right.
It's always the right time, and it's like you can't expedite it.
Right.
Again, the fight you're talking about, just so the audience understands, the fight that you're talking about with, let's say, Bob Arum, and that's Top Rank, right?
Yes. And it's nothing personal or good companies.
Nothing personal, but I'm going to just call it out so the audience understands, because they may not understand what we're talking. So what it is Bob Arum controls fighters. He's a promoter. He has contracts. He's not going to allow Dylan to go and fight one of his fighters where he has a chance of beating one of his fighters, and now he doesn't control that belt anymore.
Right.
And it's also like a dates. It's all a big thing with these dates. Like he has all these dates set with like ESPN, HBO or Showtime, and those dates is where you make your money. That's where you could get your real value as a fighter. And he's gonna put his like if it was artists, he's gonna use his artists. He's using his fighters. Right. I understand it, but this also creates the problem in boxing because the best fighters don't get to fight. Right. And I know it gotta be frustrating. That's super frustrating.
That's why I look at it like, man, they don't want to let us in. Get my own bag. You know what I'm saying? I tell my pop the same thing. Get our own money. Yeah. I don't need none of these people. I'm my own boss. My dad, my own boss. My little brother, his own boss. I don't need like I said, I got my Heavenly Father.
How do you feel about like the Jake Pauls of these guys? How do you feel about them?
They smart.
Yes, that's they the guys.
Everybody look at it like
they learned what to do in the sport of boxing, and that's what we do.
Well, again, they're incredible marketers. Right. So again, money and marketing is hand in hand, even in music. Our job is to take an artist, market it to the world. Hopefully they like the record, but what we market to them fits into the time of where we are in that space, and that's what really makes the artist go. Right. It's that marketing is what it is. Fighting is no different. Do you have a special plan of marketing for them? When I did Chin Checkers, that's Curtis Stevens and Jadon Codrington. I remember. All I did is promote them, and I got their value way higher than what they was at the moment. Right. And in return, got them in a position where they probably wasn't ready. God's timing wasn't ready for them. Right? And it expedited that process, and it probably cost them in the result, right? So you got to be careful. What's that expression? Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Right. They got what they wished for, and then they ended up getting it too. But you know what I'm saying? It was like a very gift and a curse type of situation.
Tell them who you're working with, because you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how far behind we were until we worked with Nonito Dinero.
Yeah, because there's levels to this
levels.
shit.
So just tell them about that.
Well, my dad set that up. We was at the WBO convention, and we met up with Nonito Dinero.
Nonito.
Yeah.
Shout out, No.
Yeah, yes, Hall of Famer, 9-time world champion, soon to be 10. So my dad brought us out here to finish off training camp with him. He's one of the coaches now. He assisted my dad in that camp, and everything has just been next level. Like, he's a great guy. Excellent coach, and we learning something new every day.
So you're learning, you're growing
every day, growing.
So that's you 100% correct.
Yeah, you got to.
Wouldn't have been ready.
There's no shortcuts. Right. You got to put in the work.
Right.
This business. You can't. There is no shortcut. Like I said, in my opinion, it's like Shakur Stevens is I think I seen move the fastest. In my opinion, like I seen him being pushed up. Shout out Tone, Antonio Leonard. You know what I'm saying? And those guys over there with Jay Prince, you know what I'm saying? I was just talking to Jay Prince about
that. That's
Thank
love.
you for that.
Yeah, for sure. That. But at the end of the day, I seen that again with them moving, but they're putting them through that training, so they know they're not just moving him because they think he could get a fight. They're moving because they know he's ready for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the key, just knowing you're ready. Because like I said, there is levels in this boxing. So, February 18th, who you fighting?
I'm fighting a guy, Gilbert Alvarez, a tough Filipino fighter.
Filipino?
Yep. 20-4, 12 knockouts.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and where's the fight gonna be at?
It's gonna be Chester, PA. It's right outside of Philadelphia. It's Elevations Event Center. So even my daughter owns that. So we just making sure we keep everything together.
Man, ain't nothing like black owned. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
And that's the 18th of February.
18th.
If I'm on that side, I definitely will be there.
Thank you.
Let me ask you another question. So with boxing, what's the toughest challenge? This is for both of you. You know what I'm saying? What's your toughest challenge getting prepared? What's the work you hate doing the most? If there's something that you know that really challenges you the most, what part of the training? Go ahead. I'll let you go first, Devin.
Probably weight cutting. It's always hard cutting.
Cutting weight to make the weight.
Yeah. The last 2 weeks when you got to give up all the food, you a little bit more thirsty than you normally.
You don't have do they have a nutritionist yet?
No, I work as the nutritionist.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's definitely
because that's something that's another
Yeah.
part to this. That nutritionist will keep you strong and keep you lean without that making it as hard. for you to cut weight. I know once we started seeing that part of it, it was like, wow, this is different. You know what I'm saying? They was making it and they were still super strong. That's the key.
Right.
You know, one of the things with losing weight, I don't mean to cut you off, but one of the things with losing weight is you can't cut muscle.
Right.
It does something to your body.
Right.
If you ever watched a fighter that was way, way heavy and they go down, they made, you know, I'm bad with names in my mind right now, but there's fighters that we watched that went up and then came back down, and you can't do that. They put muscle on to go
Roy
up.
Jones.
And then come back down, they lose. It's something with the DNA in the body. I don't know what it is, but it's something you got to be very careful of. It's all right to keep going up. It's hard when you go up. And I'm talking about 2 to 3 class weight divisions, not just one. You know, going up from, 135 to 47 is all right. That's 12 pounds. You'll be all right. Going back down to 35, but start getting up to 54 or something, which is light middleweight or whatever. Like you're cutting too much muscle, to come back down to a weight. So you got to be very mindful of that. Once you start going up, you stay up. Like 1 class or 2, that's it. Don't go too much further. Going back down.
Right.
Going up is easy. It's coming down is what I'm talking about. So what's your hardest part? Cutting weight. Is that the same thing?
No. It used to be cutting weight. Now it's everything. Like, I'm 24, but my body feel like it's like 32. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm a hard worker in life. Like my ambition and my drive is so high, I just won't let nothing stop me.
Got it.
Before I used to get down, where people would turn us down and stuff. If it's not boxing, then I'll make millions another way. You know what I'm saying? Legally,
of course.
I'll make money.
But you're putting on your own fights. It's just a matter of time. That's why I said be patient.
Definitely.
Trust the process, because it will be a moment that they cannot avoid you. It will come. It's coming. They're gonna have to come deal with you. You know what you really need to do is, as a strategy, if I was like thinking out loud, I would be cutting niggas off because they have to fight people, right? So if that's who you think you're gonna fight, let me go bust his ass.
Right.
Now they can't fight him. It's worthless. They got to find someone else, and then they'll start running out of opponents, and they have to call Dylan Price.
Right.
They got to call him. It's just time. But you got to that's a strategy. In boxing, when you start seeing them ducking you, you got to interrupt that. Okay, you got to predict who they're gonna go fight, and get all their opponents that make sense, and then you cut them off. And then that's when they start running out of opponents, and then they're gonna be like, damn, I gotta come here,
right?
Because that's what the people's gonna want it,
right?
And that's to me is what you have to build the most is your audience. You do that, that could expedite it as well.
Right.
I agree.
You have the
base.
power. Go ahead and do this pay-per-view, and you show that these numbers of whatever, right? That puts a value on you.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Okay. They know when they fan that fire, what their value will become after that.
Right.
So once you put your value on it, they know what the resources you're dealing with. This is
all stuff. They shaking their head. This is what I'm telling.
This is real. This is so real. Like they're gonna understand exactly. Okay, and they're gonna be like, all right, let's do it. And because money makes everything go.
Okay. And in this generation,
100%.
I feel like it's stupid, but I feel like clout make everything go. Clout won't bring the money.
Well, that's the
Paul
Paul brothers,
fan
right?
base. Exactly. You got the fan base. They can't deny you. You know what I'm saying?
They're making a lot of money, but they have a huge base.
Exactly.
So yes, it's just like an artist. I look at all businesses the same. If I'm dealing with Profit Plus, I gotta treat Profit Plus like an artist.
Right.
How about that? I gotta treat it like it's Dylan.
Okay.
I gotta market that shit. I gotta make people know who the fuck it is and what it's about and the whole thing. And then you have a product.
What are we talking about?
I say if I was looking at Profit Plus.
How you spell it?
That's on you. I just know how to say it.
Okay.
I know it's not spelled like the word profit.
PROFETS.
Yeah, there you go. Plus.
Yes, plus.
Yeah, but Profit Plus, again, that streaming platform that you're doing the pay-per-view, you got to treat that just like an artist, like Dylan, like anything else, like an athlete. You want to blow it up. You want to blow that up so people know exactly what it is, and then you put that content on there and you watch the numbers change. And that's you're doing the same thing. That's why I said you got to treat it all. It's all the same. It's all you a fighter, you a rapper. It don't matter. It's all the same. Your hit record is knocking niggas out.
All right.
The more you put niggas on that 90 days, you give them 90 days. That's what happens when you get knocked out, right? You got 90 days. You can't fight again.
Knockout.
That's your 90-day vacation. You give them 90 days, and then that's really your hit record.
Right.
That's the exact equivalent of a hit record. Because the more you do that, the more people's like, I gotta watch this, man.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And then again, you add in the additives, right? You got the record, now you need you need the other things to it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you just said something that's exactly what we're looking at. They're gonna say, I gotta watch him.
Yeah.
So I don't just want to watch him fighting. I want to watch.
Hold on.
He on a TV show?
No.
Wait a minute. He on 2 TV. He on 3-4 TV
hold
shows.
On. And then where they gonna watch him at?
They gonna watch it.
Where?
At PROFETS+.com.
That's a
where they gonna
fact.
watch it.
And that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talking, I get it. Like the more we're speaking and understanding, I get it.
Yes.
I understand where you going with it, where you bringing everybody. That's fire.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad.
Let me ask you another question. Both of you, again, as boxers, again, how hard is it as young men to have to deal with no women during training? You know, you're in that young age where this shit is like, you wake up, it's ready to go. It's on and popping. Like, how hard is it to control that? If you do or if you don't, because you may not. I don't know.
I'll let Dev answer it first.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on, talk to me.
It's not necessarily hard. It's a lot of dedication you got to put into it. I'm like, I don't know when the last time I seen a girl, but it's because I know the goal that I want to accomplish. I know what I got to do it. So,
but you ain't training for a fight all the time. It's only for fighting time. So, if you're just waiting in that interim, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, boxers have a very rough life. You're at the point right now, you probably could only fight 3 times a year, maybe 4. But if you're fighting 4, that means you're not fighting the top quality.
Right. I ain't fighting 4. I got other stuff.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. It's just
a
time frame. Like Floyd only could fight 2 times a year because he needs that time to recoup.
Right.
Even though what it was, and then he was fighting 2 times a year. That's it.
Right.
And that's what boxers have to understand when they get to that level. They only could basically make that money twice a year.
Right.
You know, unless you have sponsorship deals and shit like that.
Yeah.
But what about you with the women?
For me, it used to be hard coming up, but now it's like, man, my dad always told me, if that money come, I seen it though. Clout, they gonna come.
Yeah.
You don't handle that business, they gonna go as the wind blow. You lose, you look bad, your name not ringing like that, they not gonna be there. So I just, I know the more I keep winning, the more
easy. It's just make it easy.
The easier it's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. So it's not that hard for me. It's not hard for me at all.
Is it hard working with your dad? That goes for both of y'all.
As far as what? Like,
just working with him. You know, family. They always say you can't work with family.
Well, yeah.
No,
no, it's business. This is all in. It's like
with weed or without weed. Total different person.
So you need to be medicated.
Sometimes. When I get stressed a little bit, sometimes.
I won't work with nobody other than my dad. Without I tell him sometimes like, take a breather, because he just.
What does that mean? Like, explain. I don't know what that like. Without his medication,
without his weed,
I understand. Without that medication,
total different person.
That head medicine,
like that Snickers commercial. You know what I'm saying? When they angry and stuff like that, then they eat the Snickers, then they fine. So I just tell them sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Remember who you are. Then they'll tone it out. But it's no problems. I wouldn't work with nobody other than my dad. I wouldn't let nobody train me other than my dad.
What about you?
You
feel the same way?
Me and my dad a lot alike. I'm just like my dad.
So you need that weed?
No. They tell me 30 years from now, my kid's gonna tell me that. But nah.
You got that temper.
A little bit. I'm like my dad. Okay. We like, the Will Smith Gemini man. Mm-hmm. That's how me and my dad is.
He just prideful though. He don't know how to let stuff go. My dad get an attitude and stuff like that. I just let him have it. I let him argue because I know he's gonna double back and stuff like that. So.
Y'all like sparring each other?
No, I don't like sparring my brother.
Yeah.
I don't like sparring. I don't like sparring.
Do y'all?
No.
Have y'all?
Yeah,
don't.
we did in the past. We used to
and
get
then
it
you
in.
stopped.
Yeah, I told my dad I don't want to do it no more.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't want to do it because I don't like people comparing us. Like, I tell them all the time, you got about 2 years left, and this is all yours.
Yeah.
This sport, stuff like that, I don't want nothing to do with it. So I don't want people comparing us. I don't want people I don't want to spar them. And I tell them, you my brother. You my right-hand man. Me and my pop had this talk all the time, but we teammates. I mean, we a team, but we not teammates. You got your own camp. I got my own
Sound
camp.
like you don't want to hit him.
I don't want us to hit each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both at their times.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
No, I could look. I got a brother. I got two brothers, but I never touched my brothers. There's my little bro. I would fight two dudes and make him watch. Like I never fought with my brother. I didn't want him to be or do the things I was doing. That's my little brother. I'm my brother's keeper, so I get it. And I never did that. I never wanted to. It's funny because people used to tell me all the time, put my hands on the, like if he didn't do something, I'm like, I would never do that. And you know what I mean? I just didn't want to feel that because I know how I get when I'm fighting someone too. I don't want to have that with my brother. And I know y'all professionals, so you might be able to put it in a different compartment than me. I'm not a professional.
Eventually, it'll
turn to something.
It'll turn outside the ring, and I don't want to do nothing that's going to mess up a relationship with my only brother. You know what I'm saying? So
I told him, I said, I just want to be your brother, yo.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a fact. Nah, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
You go offer me $100 million and say,
nah,
you can get $100 million.
Give me 100. His herbs getting fucked up.
Don't offer me the 100.
You offer me the 100. Listen, I'll pay for his doctor bill.
But money,
he gonna be all right, but he gonna get it. He gonna get it.
I just look at it like all money.
Shout out Herb Gotti.
I just look at it like all money, not good money.
He'd understand too for 100. He'd understand. Herb is about money. Herb is very much like that.
Right.
It's about money.
Yeah, but I just look at it like all money.
You want that money, yo.
If you offer me $100 million and your relationship, my dad, my brother, my uncle, my little sister, it's gonna be questioned, then you can keep it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take 10 and keep the relationship great with my family. Y'all can have the rest.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna take that. I need that.
But I respect where you coming from. Yeah,
so you too.
I'm gonna take the risk.
We
gonna be cool.
We go. I'm gonna pay for that. Cool.
Right, exactly.
We gonna pay for it.
But he can't do it without me. I wouldn't do it. He can't do it without me.
You're right.
And so he had to be mad at me. But it will be all right in the long run.
So what after again? You're talking boxing and in the future, like what would be after boxing? Because you talking about stopping short and
for sure. Well, I could do anything I put my mind to.
You don't have you don't have like what you want to do after boxing.
Acting.
You want to get into acting.
Yeah, I want to get into acting.
Not want to. We're
doing acting.
We'll have 3 shows out by the end of the week.
So acting, real estate.
Be Denzel, huh?
I just want to have my hand in a bunch of things. I want to do real estate. I want to be a businessman. Well, I am a businessman. I want to do real estate. It's a lot of things that I want to do.
Okay.
I mean, not just, but that's why I said, people ask me, am I a boxer? I tell them no. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is something I do, but I don't look at myself as a boxer. That's why I said it's a guy that I know that I look at. He's a unified world champion, but he don't have nothing to show for it. So that's why I said to my dad,
so belts don't mean nothing?
Belts collect dust. I can't take a belt to a bill collector and say, yo, man, can you give me $150,000 for this? I gotta take care of my family.
Yeah.
And do that. Care nothing about the belts. Care nothing about the belts. Give me the money.
That's where boxing evolved to. Belts used to mean something.
Yeah. And for other people, it still do. Mm-hmm. I'm just speaking.
Belts definitely mean something. It used to mean something. Now belts don't really mean it. So the approach you're taking works because you could demand those fights. You could create that demand, and then with or without a belt, they're gonna have to pay you. They're gonna have to pay you, and they're gonna have to come and deal with that.
Right.
Don't get this smoke.
And we've already made relationships with the organization, so we've already moved past the promoters with that. Now we're dealing with the sanctioning body, so they don't have a problem dealing with us. But just like you said, if it was a problem, we'll say we don't need you either.
That's right.
They came to see Floyd. They came to see Pacquiao. They came to see Dylan. They don't care. This is the Profits Plus belt.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah. And that worked.
Yeah.
That worked.
Yep.
Did you ever think about with like the business, because we're in boxing, we're talking boxing, what Al Heyman has done inside of this business? Shout out Al Heyman, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's very important in boxing.
I think Al Heyman is the brightest, at least African American man I know.
Wow.
That's what because I was in the business.
Yeah.
Al Heyman was kicking me out of the business, and I'm still rooting for him.
Yeah.
He was diminishing the role of managers because of the percentage he wanted his fighters to have.
Yes.
He couldn't have a manager. It was very strategic because that meant that you're dealing with him.
Well, the boxing business, just so the audience understands,
Yes,
is very, from a managerial standpoint, they get to take 33%.
Yeah.
And when I found that out, I was like, this is crazy. I could get a third of that money as a manager, and I ain't take one punch. I didn't jump no rope. And that to me is just wrong. And that's, I never took that I took 20% as a manager, which is to me what we did in music. It was like we would take 20. And I thought that was fair.
Yeah.
What Al did with Floyd changed the game. He took way, way less. And I remember the call like yesterday. He called me, Al.
Al. Okay.
Al. Al called me, and he asked me about boxing. This is before he got in it fully. And he said, what do I think about it? He knows I'm in music. He knew all of this stuff. And I said, man, they said they take a third. He's like, well, I'm thinking about getting Floyd. And I was like, I don't think he's going to give you a third.
Right.
He said, I'm not trying to get a third. And I was like, he's like, I'm just trying to get a few percent. I said, you do that, he's going to fuck with you. And I guarantee you, Floyd was sitting there, he'd tell you that's the best deal he ever did, changed his whole life. It's what made him money make.
Right.
And that's Al Heyman.
Yep.
Take less to get more.
Yeah, but he went out and bought all the dates. See, as a promoter, you're dealing with dates. You have to get dates. Like, where am I fighting again? If you create your own, that's something totally different.
And that's the difference. You have to get dates because of the network.
Because of network.
When you are the network, you set the dates.
Yes.
So when you asked me about Al, I said that Al was the sharpest African American I know.
Yes.
Probably man I know anyway.
If it just jump in music, they didn't even know who he was, and he did every concert, and they was like, who's Al Heyman? It was Al Heyman production. There was rumors he didn't even exist. They thought it was a lie. That's how big he was in music.
Right.
He was huge in music.
Right. He did the same thing in boxing.
I know he did.
Yeah, people couldn't find him.
They couldn't find him. You know, Sam, shout out Sam. Sam's
Sam
one of his
Watson.
front man. And Sam does everything. And Sam's my man though too. But Al he's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant. Like I'm not, again, as far as one of the most smartest black men, like we've just men, period.
I didn't even have to qualify. You're right.
He's one of the most smartest men I've ever met in my career as well. Like super sharp. You know.
And I'm gonna say something contrary just after saying that.
Yeah.
It was, if I can, it was one thing that Al didn't do. And even when I was rooting for him, I was saying, why didn't he do this?
What's that?
When he had all the fighters, and that means wherever I go, they're going to go. Why did I take them somewhere else? Why didn't I do a Profits Plus? Why didn't I put it on PBS? Why didn't I say it doesn't matter where I put them, they're going to go? And I could have owned everything.
Well, they kind of, okay, they played with other people's money. If you want me to answer that,
okay.
Without him being here, they played with other people's money, so there was no risk for him.
Okay.
You're dealing with the risk.
Okay.
Profit Plus is dealing with the risk.
Right.
He left HBO, which was the God.
I remember that.
Put it right over Showtime.
They fell out after
with Larry Merchant when Floyd went in on Larry.
There is no more HBO boxing after
over.
Al Heyman.
Yeah,
after Al Heyman, there is no more. That's
so,
how much respect I have for him.
Okay, so that's he didn't take the risk.
That's all I'm saying.
He didn't take the risk.
If you
now,
listen, can I say? Wait a minute. Wait. if I had Keith Thurman, if I had Earl Spence, if I had Deontay Wilder, if I had Danny, damn, I'm taking the risk, and on and on and on. I just got Dylan and Devin, and I'm taking the risk.
Again, I'm with you. I'm the risk taker.
I'm just saying me.
I believe in independent. I believe this is what this show is all about.
Yes,
I promise you, it's
and
about
I thank
that.
you for respecting me.
And I'm not arguing the fact, but everyone doesn't have the same taste for the risk.
Right.
Because to build what he inherited from Showtime and these other networks would have cost him tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. And people, yes, it seems like it's a no-brainer, and these fighters is gonna make that bread, and it's still a risk, and no one wants to put that type of money in of their own. He went and cut deals and he did so well with it, man. He made it like a hedge fund.
Right.
He got investors.
Okay. I remember that. He got like $400 million.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
I remember that. I was proud of him.
Super smart. Like
he was knocking us out of business.
He mitigated
we were
the
happy.
risk, and as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, that's something you have to take a real look at.
Right.
Risks like that. When you're talking about a whole new network, you're going to get a lot of pushback.
Like at the Zone. They did it late, but like at the Zone.
Yeah, but you're going to get a lot of pushback. Yeah. They're not even close to a Showtime or HBO, right? So
no.
So there's no
but
real...
he had the talent, though.
Yeah, but you're going to get a ton of pushback. And maybe he didn't want to deal with that fight.
That you all right.
Right?
I feel it.
You feeling it as in the small.
Right.
Again, imagine you really trying to take that type of money from these guys.
I want to say this because I don't want to sound like I'm a genius. I am, but not with everything. Because I didn't even have this idea. Yeah. John, my brother, he created the act.
Yeah.
That put everything together on what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even just everything I thought of.
It tied together.
Exactly. You said timing.
Timing.
I'm just glad my dad, respect Al Heyman. I'm just glad my dad and my uncle came up with it before he could come up with the idea. You know what I'm saying? So that's good on our part. I don't want Al Heyman to create that.
Okay, but with that said, again, are you guys helping recruit?
Recruit who?
Fighters. That's all on you, Dave? I'm just saying, talent. Floyd Mayweather was so intricate in Al Heyman. I'm just keeping it a buck. Who didn't want to sign with Floyd or be on his cards? Yeah. That's how you got to look at it.
Sure.
It's not. They gave a blueprint without the network. Mm-hmm. You have the exact same opportunity, same blueprint, but with a network.
Can I tell you how much?
Does that make sense?
It does.
So I'm saying, what's going to make it even bigger is not just everything on you guys. It's get other fighters that's like that.
That's what we're saying. It's the
and
total.
say,
yeah.
Coming part of Profit Plus Network and Price Promotions and go.
We're on full with other boxes. We'll get other talent. We're on full with other boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Other talent.
Yeah, for sure. You right, 100%.
That's to me should be part of the.
But
again, I'm just talking.
See, that's how different we are. We're a promotional company that's not looking to sign other fighters. I don't care about other fighters.
But I understand that. But in the scope of business, I always talk business, right?
Right.
That means your business will die with these guys.
Okay, so
your two sons.
So
it's over when they're over.
What we're doing on this show is we said it will be over. I stopped coaching in the amateurs because he stopped fighting in the amateurs. I don't want to have anything to do with the amateurs if my kids aren't in it. That's the only reason I was in it.
You got a lot of Irv in you.
I love it then. Yeah. I love it, but that's why I was here.
One downside to Irv.
Oh, wait, I wouldn't know if that was a compliment.
It's both.
He set me up with that.
Irv is a genius.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Irv's a genius. Don't get it fucked up.
I know that.
Irv's a fucking beast.
You know I see that.
But he has, just like anyone, has flaws, right? And then I get the, I'm fortunate enough because I'm so close and next to him, I get to watch and see things. One of his flaws is he's a micro, manager, let's say.
Okay.
Expansion is everything.
Right.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, in order to perpetuate Profit Plus, there's a expectancy, a career time, let's say, right?
Yep.
I don't want to even say what Dylan was saying, 2 years.
That's it.
He was like, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's it.
Okay, so you have a company
yes.
that you could potentially make all this money from
Mhm.
in a 2-year span.
Right.
Let's put realistic numbers on it, right?
Okay,
Or
okay.
realistic understanding of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And in 2 years, who's your star that's going to move it?
Devin, baby boy
Understood,
Price.
I understand. I know.
He didn't want to lead the sport.
I'm not down in
Right,
Devin.
right after this.
He gonna be 19. He gonna be 20.
Yeah, right after this fight here, this will be Dill's last fight at Elevations Event Center. Then Devin, I already told him, you become the main event. And your second fight, you gonna carry the show. Your Price, everything is built around you. I don't need anybody else. If I had somebody else, you know what I'm gonna do? And I'll let you know ahead of time. I'll treat you good. I'll build you up. You'll be around that same weight. Because one day, the promoter is gonna say, we're not gonna fight you. We're not gonna fight your guy. That's all right. We got another guy or a couple guys in our stable.
And to explain my brother again, just to
Yes.
touch on that when I say the micromanager, because he's
Thank you.
super successful. It's not like I'm trying to down any way. He's tunnel vision. That's what you're showing. You're showing the tunnel vision. But I'm like, when I think of business, it has to live on.
Right after them two, it dies. That's what I'm saying. Just like the amateurs, there is no one behind that. We're already moving on to acting,
I don't want to hear that,
movies.
yo. Prophet Plus
You know-
ain't
you know
supposed to
what?
be dead.
No, not because he's now the movie star.
In different lanes.
Now he's the television star. We've already established in this.
Well,
So now he's in different lane. But we're gonna come back when he really big, and we're gonna box again for bigger money. Go.
I just, and this no slight to you, Chris, because you're a genius,
yeah.
but the vision that you have, people are just not.
He
understand.
tells
You
me
know what
every
saying?
time. I'm
My
talking
dad can
alien.
tell people till they blue in the, you're not going to understand. You
No,
gonna say
I
how,
hear it.
But he's
I'm
an
not
alien,
saying,
though.
I know.
I
that's what
promise
said,
you,
Chris
I
is
hear
smart.
everything he's saying.
I'm not even talking about you. I'm just saying people. My dad try to get people to understand. They not going to understand it. You know what I'm saying? You have
No,
to be very,
it's not that they don't understand. I'm serious. Don't think that way. Give people more credit, right? If you have an entity that's doing X,
Right.
and he's saying, as soon as you're finished, it's over. See, in this world, we keep that entity. Keep going and perpetuate. Again, there's no reason why you couldn't groom, just hear me out, another fighter under you. There's no reason you couldn't do that. To me, Gervonta Davis is a big part of Floyd.
Sure.
Right? He's fighting under him or no?
No.
How'd that work out for him?
Built
His
him
company is pretty much, well, it's not doing what it used to.
Who?
Floyd Mayweather, when Gervonta left. But
I
mean,
understand he left him, but
Yeah.
to get him and started again. There's contracts, so contracts have an expiration date. There's nothing forever.
Right.
You're in blood. This is different. This is not. There's no paperwork needed. I already know that. That shouldn't be part of it. And again, if for whatever reason anything was to ever happen, I know your dad would want the best for you regardless,
100%.
no matter what. And there's nothing. So there's nothing to think about, right?
Yes.
And it's the same. Like me and Irv didn't have a contract or nothing. It's
Right.
my brother. Whatever it is, it is. That's it. And I want to see him win at all costs, and I'll do whatever it takes to get him to win. That's my role. I never looked at it, wavered, nothing. I just did it. So I get this 1,000%, but with the companies, it's like again the blood, sweat, and tears to build something up. Now you're saying it'll be in movies, TV.
But
I get that.
yeah, but
But
we're gonna have the boxing gym. We're not gonna close that.
yeah.
We'll probably come in there 3 times a year, but that's still the Price Boxing Gym. You could come take tours.
Okay, so Price Boxing Gym,
it just
all of a sudden the nigga walks in there that's like fucking a phenomenon. You gonna not fuck with it just because?
No. As far as
Does
the
that make sense
promotional,
what I
as
said?
far as the promotional
That's
part,
all I'm saying.
yeah, that's just not what I do. I didn't
But
get in.
again,
I
it's a
didn't.
company.
I didn't get.
I gotta
it.
talk business
No,
on giving them the
but
business,
when
right?
if I don't have a plan, I would say.
But Dave,
I
David,
would say you're correct.
David,
Yes.
business.
Wait. Did you just go to David on me? Did he just do the kill on me?
Yeah, but it's
I know she said that in the beginning.
but no,
but you
for
are
real.
right.
But from business,
Yeah.
I don't say you have to do it. You don't have to physically do it.
Right.
You bossed up, nigga. You hire someone to do it
Okay. So
for you.
price promotion
You
is
talking
not
about
going
you
to
want
be dead.
money? This is gonna keep that money flowing.
Supply and demand. What
It's about
brings
flow.
What brings
I tell
what brings
everybody it's about flow.
what brings the price of something high? It's the
Demand.
quality and supply and demand.
It's the demand.
So if you can only get him every 2 years or every year, just like Floyd used to do it, you know how much more I could charge now? So when I do my promotional company, we don't do it 4 or 5 times a year. We do it once, maybe twice a year. And then we shut down till we do other things. Then we come back to it. We never let it die. Yeah. I'll be 100 years old. We'll be doing it, but we'll be doing it this way.
That's not what I heard them saying.
No.
Now you talking more what I'm saying.
I'm saying, all right, this is how serious I am about it. Our show consists of, my brother has a comedy club, stand-up, sit-down. Those talents who I also put in my TV show, they're going to perform on my show.
Yeah.
I said I was going to have 3 fighters. Commissioner said, well, that's different, but I'm different. It's cool. You know what? I only need 2 fighters.
Yeah.
I'm only going to put 2 fighters on the card because that's all I care about. Dylan and Devin Price and these comedians because they're part of my other company that we're doing.
Sure.
That is the paradigm for Price promotion.
I got it.
And wait a minute.
Clear.
Now I'm gonna have to charge a little bit more.
A little premium.
For y'all to see Dylan Price in this little arena.
I got it.
What used to be 50 is 100. What used to be 100
is price is not today's price.
So now we're talking. So I'm not gonna lose. You just have to pay more.
Yeah. And they will.
Thank you.
And they will. I just didn't want to hear you say it's ending because he like that. I was like, wait a minute, you can't build up. You built this base that you have to build to make the money you talking. You built that base up. You're not gonna just stop. You're gonna have other things to feed that base to make more money.
You know what we'll do then? Since we won't bang with other boxers like that. We'll just get my assistant a bunch. He like boxing. We'll get him a bunch of Rob Beast. We'll get him a bunch of gold.
We'll get our guy.
Build him up. You know what I'm saying? Get him a little title, and then we'll do it like that. So we keep all the money in house.
That's all it is. It's like, it's all right to let other people eat. I want a few dollars. God damn.
That's what we all about.
Everybody eat.
Everybody eats,
You
baby.
can't be with us if you
Everybody eats.
Like my dad say, we won't take away. We just keep adding to the team.
That's it. Man, again, great interview. Anything you guys want to do? I'll start right here. Anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
Other than February 18th, it's gonna be lit.
That's it. February 18th. Get that 1-0. Get that O started.
Sure. February 18th, pay-per-view. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, of course, my dad, my little brother, my uncle. That's it.
The whole team.
I'm blessed. The whole team. My baby sister over there.
It.
So I'm
and where
blessed.
can they find this pay-per-view at?
At profitsplus.com.
That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be on pay-per-view.
You got to make sure they hear that.
Definitely. Profits Plus, baby.
PROFETS.
Yes.
Plus.
All right. And
what about for you?
Just thank you for having us.
David.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I said. Call me.
Yeah.
David Price. But I thank you for having me.
For sure.
For
I
having
appreciate
us.
you guys coming in.
I see who
I want
you
to
have.
catch a session.
Okay.
Are y'all sparring out here?
Yeah, Monday at Top Rank.
Yeah. I'm not here Monday.
Okay.
Well, I might be back. I gotta go to, like I said, I gotta go to Philly on Friday.
But no, I appreciate that. And Nonito Dinero, he's not here, but what he's done in this camp.
Sure.
You're gonna see a different, and I couldn't have done this.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a different Dylan. He say I could. No, I couldn't. That's Devin Price.
Yeah.
What he's doing is something for now. In order to see it, you're going to have to pay a little bit more because this is Nonito Dinero, of course. But you can find this on Profits Plus, pay-per-view, profitsplus.com.
What's the pay-per-view cost?
Then you talk something about knowing your worth. I got to wait till I get back here to find out what my worth is. So right now, we haven't set the cost, the price. So
it's all right.
The tickets haven't been released.
Listen, the internet is totally different today, you know. So the price is what it is. It's at the end of the day, 15-0,
Yep.
right?
15-0, yep.
Yeah, 15-0 is
two
like
titles fighting for
fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day, so I never get caught up on. But the people might want to know what they got to pay to see it. That's all I was asking for.
They just gotta tune in, because when we tell everybody, we're gonna tell Chris, and I know Chris is gonna put it out there. Hey. The dates are out, the date of the tickets are released, and the price. So we'll let you know when we know.
And it was one more thing. It's a guy out of Philadelphia. I came up with him, real sharp guy. His name Rasheem Brown.
Machine.
Special talent. just couldn't get. He got had a tough break in the professional ranks.
Right.
Kind of like me.
Could fight his behind.
Could fight his behind off, but just kind of like a diamond in the rough. But he's a great talent. Shout out to him.
Is he a pro?
Yeah, he pro.
He
I
is
think
pro.
11-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, out of Philadelphia. So you're a real
Very,
good
very
The
good
tough
talent.
break was the loss.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Not even just the loss.
Because you said a tough break. I don't know what that means.
Like not getting signed.
Yeah, not getting signed.
Passed over, but he could fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think John sent me a video. Is that who you was sparring? Did you spar
no.
with this guy? No.
No. That's Stephen Fulton.
Oh,
Shout
okay.
out. That's what I meant. Stephen Fulton, Lamont Roach, Donito Donaire, Andre Ward. The only people I mess with in boxing.
You said who? What's
Andre Ward.
Not Ward.
Andre Ward.
The OG?
OG.
That's my dude.
Yeah, those are the only people like I talk to and kind of have a relationship.
You know, I love watching his change because, just to touch on him, I knew him when he was a little bit wild.
That's what everybody told me. I couldn't
Super
believe
wild.
it. I couldn't believe it.
I took him out to the clubs. It was like making sure we didn't kill nobody and shit
Andre?
like that. Yeah.
Dynamite told me that.
So God really, he's the son of God, right?
That's
That's
right.
shit. That's
what's
it.
up.
Shout out Andre
who is
Ward,
on?
man. Again, Jay Prince, just say his name again only because he's the one who got me into boxing.
Jay Prince did?
Yeah.
Got you in the boxing?
That's how it all started because he called me, and it's because of Andre Ward. He called me because he wanted this fighter named Curtis Stevens that's from Brooklyn, Brownsville. Curtis was knocking everything out. He's like a miniature Mike Tyson. And he's like, yo, he said, could you find him? I said, if he's in New York, I'm going to get him. Next day, I called Jay. I'm with him right now. We at Starry City in Brownsville. And I'm like, what's up? He said, man, I just signed Andre Ward. He said, they in the same weight. They had went to the Olympic trials together and all of that. And he's like, you should sign him. He said, I don't want him, but you should sign him. And I did. But it was because of Jay Prince. I wasn't thinking about, at that moment, get into boxing.
Right.
And then I just started signing fighters from there on. And that's what got me started. But
right.
it was Andre Ward, again, because him and Curtis, they banged out in the amateurs crazy.
They fought?
Huh?
They fought in the amateurs?
Yeah,
Oh,
but Andre got the best of them.
Right.
Outpointing them and everything. But Andre's a one of a
He
kind talent.
didn't lose since he was 12 years old.
I know he's a one of a kind talent.
That's crazy.
But he was wild boy.
Yeah, I got the utmost respect for Andre.
And then because that's how because of Jay, he had let me go through the list of the fighters that we was dealing with at the time with Jay. It was Diego Corrales, God bless the dead. Floyd Mayweather, Winky Wright.
That's
So those were my four go-tos when I first started boxing because of Jay Prince.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And it got in with those guys and real tight with those guys. And we just went from there.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But I love boxing, man. I could talk about this shit all night. I promise you, I love boxing.
That's what's up.
But it's the mindset of the athlete that I really go dive in. Because think about what I'm saying. And before we get off, I'm going to just let y'all simmer on one more thing because everyone trained. Don't think y'all doing something special. Every fucking fighter trained. And they train their ass off at that level. So what's the difference? Right? They all getting prepared. It's mental. When people talk about sports and talk about it's all mental, 1,000%. What Mike Tyson said, everyone got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you get hit for the first time a certain way or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's all types of mental things that a fighter has to deal with and go through is what makes the difference between, in my opinion, from a great, a good fighter and a great fighter.
Me, I got Yahoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what make me and my brother different.
Yeah.
And
so, I had,
all of us.
And I'm telling you, I had experiences with so many fighters that had that killer, and then something happened, and you've seen it. Like it's like I don't know if it's me, you know what I'm saying, but I seen it. Like they're not the same, and it was a wrap.
What you mean, like getting hurt or lost or what?
It's mental things.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk off air because I don't want to put their names out in the space. I'll do it off air and tell you.
Okay.
I got examples that I could explain exactly what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that each fighter has to go through. The trainer ain't gonna help. You know what I'm saying? All of the rope you jumped and run, miles you ran, it's you already did it. It's all here. And I promise you, Floyd is the smartest fighter, and that's why he's the fucking TBE.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the reason he was just that good mentally in that ring. Every test thrown at him, he had the answer for.
He did.
And that's what you're in. You in the ring, it's all tests.
Right.
What you gonna do when this nigga do this or that nigga do this? You have to have the answer.
Right.
Right? Because they're trying to pose questions and shit. That's how I look at it. It's like, and it's really that balance that makes the best fighters.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I want to just wish y'all the best of everything. I'm fully behind y'all.
Thank you for having me.
I'm here, man.
Appreciate it.
Yo, I'm going to sign off with that. This is Chris Gotti Lorenzo signing off for Giving Them the Business. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Another dope episode. Boxing fans, you're going to make sure February 18th you go to Profit Plus and you get that fight and you watch the two Price brothers coming up right there. Support. Dave, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you.